right.
You know? Let me know when
it's rolling.
It's rolling?
Yeah,
okay.
Be natural.
Give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakah, Kodash.
Okay, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Honors and salutations to all you Akim out here. All right, here with elders Tazai One, Elder Adnap. We got the brothers from Florida, the head lawyer. All right, and Zakaria, another one of the brothers down here. We in the Miccosukee Indian Village, and you know, we just doing a quick impromptu, you know, as we're known to do through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, because the Miccosukee Indians, as you hear Apostle Rakah, he goes deep into the history of it. They're connected to the tribe of Reuben via the Seminole Indians. That's right. Okay, when you go into this, and Lord willing, spirit, you know, because I got a lot of information on it. Apostle Rakah, he's a walking dictionary when it comes to any type of Indian history. But we got tons of information, so Spirit might have us do more videos concerning this. Just the way, they are people too, man.
That's right.
You brothers can pull a scripture for me. Give me Genesis 49. But hold that. Give me Jeremiah 17, and I believe it's the 9th verse. Okay, so there's a lot of things when you go up in here, such as, all right, look at like a lot of the patchwork and everything like that. Yeah. And when you look at them, these look just like the rest of the other tribes. You understand?
Yeah, it's a card.
See that flavor? All the other tribes have the same things in common. You know? And when you check it out, you know, because the reason why is because they're the 12 tribes. But they caught up into different things because down here, when you deal with Reuben, yes, they do go off, they eat gator bites and all that other nonsense. But that proves what the scriptures say. Get that real quick in Jeremiah 17.
Jeremiah 17, 17 and 4.
Or is it 4 or is it 9?
It's 4.
Yeah. Yep.
Jeremiah 17 and 4. And thou even thyself shall discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee.
Right. So that's why you have a Seminole nation which consists of a bunch of different tribes, and actually even got Judah that's mingled in amongst them, because the Lord said that thou shalt discontinue from your heritage. Now, our real heritage, we're not Seminole Indians, we're not Native American Indians, Miccosukee, Lakota. We're really the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, and Reuben being the head tribe, all right, is which today we know as a Seminole, which is a mixture of really Reuben, Gad, and Judah, as we say throughout the history. Now, when we go over here, you know, this just they got like little. They show you replicas of how Reuben was living. You know, we just had a Creek Reubenite brother. He was sitting there breaking things down with the stork and the eagles, which our people, they got into worshiping, and that's why the Most High brought the curses upon them. And what you're going to find out is that the curses didn't just fall upon Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The curses fell upon the northern kingdom. So when you got these guys talking that crap about this, you know, y'all brothers get into it. You know, the Spirit get on y'all to bring any points out, you know, by all means. But you got these guys talking about that only the Negro tribe only. That's not correct, because first of all, the scripture, get Deuteronomy 7 real quick, 7 and 6.
While you get this, I'll bring this up.
Yep.
This is Job 8 and 8. It says, for I inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself for the search of their fathers.
That's right. Break it down.
Yeah, it's saying for the search of our forefathers. Going through our law, what they call the Mosaic law, through our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, those are the progenitor of the 12 tribes of Israel. Going down from the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, all the way down to the so-called Mexicans.
That's right. And see, and that's why, you know, when we do, you know, when you're out of town, or if you visit whatever museums locally or whatever, you see remnants of it that prove the point and prove everything that we've been saying. Okay, so again, as we keep pushing, and we're going to continue to push it through the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, because it's not just Judah only. All right, it's not just it's not a black thing, it's an Israelite thing, a nation thing. All right, give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6. It says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
See, thou art a holy people, a true people, go ahead.
Unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
See, the Lord chose us to be a special people. And when you look at the culture and how Jake was able to survive and sit down here like
in the swamps.
In the swamps.
Yeah.
All right, and
rough living.
Survive and just live rough, but be happy and peaceful in harmony. Okay, with the Gators and the Elder Tiles bringing out the information when Esau came here and attacking, that the Gators didn't even attack the Reubenites. The Gators were going after Esau because it's a spiritual thing, man. They're the Israelites, man. A special people, like you said. If you see how they were sitting there, they manage and how they, man, who's crazy enough to sit there and wrestle with alligators, man?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be of a special spirit to do that. You know? Go ahead.
And it says, the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right, above all the other nations. And then the scriptures tell you that the Lord said that we're a peculiar treasure unto him. All right, and if you look at all the different, the flavor of Jacob, I mean, Jacob was going off with certain things, worshiping stones and birds and animals. So of course, and that's why judgment came on us. But nonetheless, if you look at the spirit of Jacob, there's no people like Israel. All right, so now if you go over here. All right, so now, and there's a lot of different information that they got over here, right? But just to get the point, showing you about how we was conquered, and then we go to another spot over there. But it says, when the Europeans first came to North America, they found an extensive road system already in place. So what does that mean? That means that the term Indian, which means savage, really didn't apply to us. We were Israelites. You see, and it said it was an extensive road system already in place. As we was coming down, riding through the swamp, the glades, Elder Tazarian brought out that point, man. He said, look, he said, Reuben, because when you look at it, it's all swamp from to your right to the left, all right, alligators, everything lurking in it. But like Elder Tazarian said, Gad and Reuben had a roadway system way before Esau put these I-95, I-90.
Roadways and waterways.
That's right, yeah.
Right, and they had aqueduct systems as well. Yep. See, so that's why they said they found an extensive road system already in place. Right, it said native peoples were dependent on foot travel and canoes, so their routes consisted of well-worn footpaths and waterways that connected their towns. You see, so Esau didn't do nothing but put his name on everything,
or copy engineering from the people that were here before him.
Esau's a big perpetrator. Matter of fact, what's that? Psalms 40, 49, and 11.
Con.
Yeah, you get that real quick.
There was a point I wanted to make about Reuben's garments, because they're like real colorful.
Right.
The coat of many colors, like Joseph.
Yeah.
With his father Jacob, how Joseph had that coat of many colors. So that's how you know that Reuben, they're the northern kingdom.
Right, because the northern kingdom, is also known as the kingdom of Ephraim, right? Or the kingdom of Israel, because Ephraim was the head tribe amongst the Native American, the indigenous tribes. Ephraim, which are the so-called Puerto Ricans today, are the top tribes, and you do see that. You're right. That's a good point. And what they call the regalia, the outfits that our ancestors wore, you see it of many colors. You know, and we can get a few of them because they got a few of them in here too. So that's a very good point.
Another point, Miccosukee means chief voice.
Right.
And then that goes to the prophecy of Reuben being that excellency of dignity and honor.
Right. We're gonna get that Genesis the 49th chapter.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, since you brought that, let's get it now. Okay. All right. Let's get it now. I was gonna. That's the spirit. You know. Go ahead.
This book of Genesis 49, in verse 3. It says, Reuben,
start up at verse 1, brother.
Look at Genesis 49:1. It says, and Jacob called unto his sons, and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
Right, that which may befall you in the last days. What time are we living in now? We're living in the last days. So what he's doing is prophesying to them and letting them know the things that's going to happen to them. And these are the characteristics how we're able to identify the tribes through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Hashah. Go ahead.
Verse 2, it says, gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father.
Right, and listen. Go ahead.
It says, verse 3, Reuben, thou art my firstborn.
Right, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, which that's true. Reuben was the first one born, and we all know what happened because he was supposed to inherit the blessing, but Judah's the head tribe, all right? And that's the tribe that Yahweh Shah, our Lord, came from out of Judah. But now also, too, what's that? John, it's in St. John the 15th chapter. I'm not sure. The Lord said, other sheep I have that are not of this fold. So the Lord Yahweh Shai came over here and he dealt with Gad, Reuben, Ephraim, and the rest of the tribes. And remember with Ephraim and Reuben, it's in the history in the lost tribes of the promised land, they used to sit there and hang out together. They used to sit there and travel and trade amongst each other. Because that was the thing that was big amongst our people. We trade. We had a barter system. We trade. We didn't use no credit. You know, we didn't sit there and say, here's $5 and now you owe me 20. All right, no, that's the so-called white man that started that nonsense, usury.
Right.
All right?
Yeah,
which,
so you not to do that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, so we didn't have that. Okay, right. So read that again.
This is the book of Genesis 49 and verse 3. It says, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might, in the beginning of my strength.
Right, my might, right, in the beginning of my strength.
Yep.
Right, go ahead. You want to say something?
Chief voice, Miccosukee meaning chief.
Yeah, that's good.
The prophecy.
That's the prophecy. And then, but when it says my might and my strength too,
Firstborn.
also going into them being the firstborn, and Reuben is known as one of the warrior tribes. All right, and to this day, they call it the Seminoles, right, or the Miccosukees. A lot of them, they call them, and not just the Miccosukees, you got the Creek and a few other tribes that are mixed in. They call them the unconquered people. Because when Esau was coming down, you know, gaining control over, trying to gain control over Florida from the Spanish, right, they had hell to pay coming against the tribe of Reuben. And they couldn't, eventually, they had to what? They had 3 major Seminole wars. All right, it was 3 major Seminole wars that they had. And then the last one is when they just said, you know what, the hell with it, we're gonna leave them alone, and we're gonna return, because one, they did destroy a lot of, because and we're gonna get to that as we read down. All right, they destroyed a lot of Reubenites. As a matter of fact, read on.
Genesis 49:3 says, Reuben, thou art my firstborn, my might in the beginning of my strength, the excellency of dignity.
The excellency of dignity. All right, the what? The Miccosukee?
The chief
voice. The excellency of dignity. And that's what in his reports with Reuben and Gad, they used to do the Shema Yahshua prayer. Hear Israel, the Lord, our Lord Yahweh, Yahweh is one. They used to do that. So that was another indication of them being Israelites, right? But go ahead.
It says the excellency of dignity and the excellency of power.
And the excellency of power. Because why? Reuben was a powerful nation, right along with Gad and the half a tribe of Manasseh. And you know what's crazy and what's spiritual about this? Who was Manasseh? On the tribe, right? According to the scriptures, who do we say Manasseh is?
Cubans.
What's right down the street? They call it Little Cuba. All right?
Little Cuba?
Little Havana, same thing.
Little Havana, Little Cuba.
Yeah.
And the cats that just left, they asked us to take a picture. That's why in the spirit, I read their spirit. And I said to him in the spirit, I said, y'all Cuban and everything. And he's like, oh, because you know, they thinking we looking at them like they white boys or not. No, the Cubans are part of our tribe too, but it's spiritual that they would be right next to Gad and Reuben.
Yeah.
All right? It's spiritual.
Right.
They all look alike.
Yeah, there's a lot of Manassites in Miami.
Yeah,
In South Florida in general.
absolutely.
That's spiritual.
Absolutely. So you see how heavy that is? That's all in the spirit though. Because those were the 3 warrior tribes. Not all of Israel. Israel ain't no fucking joke. When the Most High is with us, ain't nobody dealing with us. All right. The top armies on earth is Israel. Esau, everybody, all these other armies got their blueprints from us. All right. We the original men. We the original nation. Although we was established last. That's why Yahweh said, he said, what? The first should be last, and the last should be first. Because at the end of the day, we was back in the beginning with the Lord creating everything. Before when the earth was void, we was with the Lord creating everything. But that's going into another zone.
Hey, but just a quick footnote on the Reuben being the beginning of the strength. All the sons are the strength. Because the nation proceeds and continue on through the seed or the males. Just a quick footnote.
No, it's a good footnote.
Right.
All right, now but read on.
All right, Genesis 49:4 it says, unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou...
Right. It says unstable as water, right? Because that's which deals with Reuben, the way that they migrate, and they always moving around, right? They always moving. That's why, really, even in Florida, even down here, you don't got that many Reubenites down here. All right, they've been scattered throughout. A lot of them went up, migrated up north. All right, like I said, I got relatives that are up a little north from here. You got Reuben that went out west. You see, and if you know about Reubenites, they can't sit still. You know, which is, you know, you got other tribes that are like that, but that's a characteristic of Reuben, right? It said unstable as water. Go ahead.
It says Genesis 4:94. It says unstable as water, thou shalt not excel.
Right, thou shalt not excel. And that's why Esau was able to overall still rule over, even though they couldn't conquer Reuben, they never conquered him, but they still, using, Esau still is ruling over them.
Right.
You understand? In other words, they still had to submit themselves and become federally recognized. All right, even though they call themselves the unconquered nation, like even just here, we needed they wanted us to show an Indian card just to get up in here without having to pay. You see what I'm saying?
You need a license.
You need, Indian, which is from the federal government, going back to the Native American Indian Removal Act. All right, going back to that. But go ahead.
It says, thou shalt not excel.
Right, thou shalt not excel, and that's why, and that's a curse on Reuben. I didn't get to go inside. We drove by it. The elders was telling me about it. Of course, Pastor Ricard told me all kind of stories about the reds where Reuben is at. That's why they're all messed up and everything, because that's a major curse. You ain't gonna see Reuben excelling, in this world or whatever, because the Lord put that curse on him.
Yeah, we're in the res right now.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, we walk out this. Matter of fact, if I get a chance after we finish, I walk out the building and point it up west and east. We're in the res right now. We're right in the middle of the hood.
That's right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Going back to what you said about Reuben and Manasseh being tight like that.
Yep.
There's this nature reserve in Miramar, Florida.
Okay.
You know about a house where we used to stay.
Miramar, yeah.
Yeah, Miramar. There's this nature reserve, and you know how they got the plaques.
Yep.
And one of the plaques talked about how the natives that were originally on that nature reserve went down to Cuba.
That's heavy, man.
So a lot of Reubenites actually left Florida and went to Cuba.
That's
and
heavy.
Hey,
the islands.
Cuba is just 90 miles south of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling
It's
you,
a
it's
canoe. It's a
spiritual, man.
canoe from Cuba to Florida.
To Key West, which is the first tip you hit.
No, that's heavy, man. That's heavy. That's all in the spirit. So it said, thou shalt not excel.
Thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defiled thou it.
Right, which basically committed adultery with Jacob's concubine. All right, so that was the curse. That's why, see, and you got like Reubenites that can't figure out why they can't make it to the top or do as good as other tribes or other people or whatever. It's because the Most High put that curse on us, man. All right, which the Lord got the curse on all the nation at this point. You know what I'm saying? Which we all share the same characteristics, because why? We're one nation. All right, from Judah, Benjamin, Levi. Look, we all were oppressed. We all were enslaved. Okay, there's pictures over there with Reuben working the cane fields, grinding it. Right? You remember where it's at?
If you start walking, let's walk around. Let's walk around.
I think it's where did I see it at? Where they were at on the cane field.
Walk around.
I know I took a picture of it when I seen it. Maybe it might be over on this side. Okay, wait, is this it right here?
Got it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
See? So it wasn't just Judah that was put in hardcore slavery. Reuben, that's why we're telling you that the Seminoles are also a part. I'm not saying every last, of course you got heathens that's mixed in. Just like you got amongst Judah, you got tares. But look, they went through, why do you think they went through it? Those curses in Deuteronomy 28th chapter, yeah, they applied for Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, of course. I'm not saying that didn't happen. But as well, a lot of those curses came upon Reuben. Look, it says grinding a sugar cane with the mill. Tommy Osceola's camp, okay? And that's just about a little over 100 years, man. You see? And so it wasn't just Judah, man. And see, but that's the curse that the Lord put on him. And now, if I can get one more thing, you still got that scripture, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Keep speaking.
You still got that scripture, right, brother?
Yes.
Let's see if I can find it. Or maybe I might not.
Mention it if I remember.
Find it. But yeah, of course, absolutely, in the interest of time. But it's so much. Like I said, there's a whole lot of information, and through the Spirit, we're probably going to be doing more shows on. It's just going into parts of the history, which that's the Spirit of the Lord that's bringing this stuff out to us now, because this was once hidden to us, but we at the end. Most High's standing us back on our feet. We're putting back on our garments. We're realizing that we're the real Israelites. We're ditching the names, the slave names that we got, the bywords, those names that were cursed, like the scripture said, we'll leave the name of the Lord for a curse, right in Isaiah. So those names such as Seminole was really like a byword, like a curse, you know.
Runaway.
With runaway, and some say runaway, and some say it's another word. I forget what else they say. But now read on, brother.
Genesis 49:4 again. It says, "Unstable as water, thou shalt not excel, because thou wentest up to thy father's bed." Then
Right, and that's why Reuben's no longer the head tribe. All right, but everything is spiritual because why? It was set the Most High. Okay, if you were to classify, not that you can't classify the Most High, don't get me wrong, but he's a Judite. He would be a Judite, the ultimate Judite, because it tells you that what in Hebrews, right, the 7th chapter, for it is evident that our Lord sprang out of the tribe of Judah, and he became an express image of the Most High. Then it tells you in what, in Isaiah 48:1,
That we all come out of the water.
we all come out of the waters of Judah. So it was all set up in the spirit anyway. Just like with the priesthood that was given to Levi, whereas now in the kingdom we're going to be a nation of priests, you see, and kings. So it's the same thing. Certain things are for its time. All right, so that's why the Lord, I mean, even though the Lord punished Reuben, what I was going to say, David, Jacob was sending a prayer for him. But
it says, "Because thou wentest up to thy father's bed, then defilest thou it." When it's like he went up to my couch.
right, go ahead.
It goes to Simeon. Verse 5, it says, Simeon.
That was it.
Did we read the part? Let his men not be few.
Oh no, that's in Deuteronomy.
Oh yeah, give me that in Deuteronomy.
Yeah.
33.
33.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Salaki.
Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33, and verse 6. It says, "Let Reuben live and not die."
Right. See, because really, if you committed adultery, you're supposed to be put to death. Right. So, the Lord have the power to erase you. You know, like Esau. Esau's going to be erased from the books, man. All right. The scriptures tell you that in Obadiah. We're going to get these devils, these same devils that took over everything, that stole everything and enslaved us. We're going to burn them off the face of the earth after we finish enslaving them for over 1,000 years. All right. So the Most High can't make your name and your nation disappear. Ain't gonna be no more Edomites, man, as a nation. So the Lord, they keep saying, David, Jacob prayed for Reuben, and this is the prophecies that are on Reuben. It said, let him live. Okay, and that's why we see that the Lord did let Reuben live, but they discontinued from their heritage, and they adopted the names of Creek Indians, Miccosukee, okay, Gaddim, Lakota, and all these other names. Go ahead.
It says Deuteronomy 33 and 6, "Let Reuben live and not die, and let not his men be few."
And let not his men be few. Because why? Just like what happened when the Spaniards, we bring out about the Spaniards, when they was warring with the Ephraimites, the Taino Indians, how that there was only there was on record about 500 Tainos left. That where the whole population of Puerto Rico and the so-called Puerto Ricans today stem from them, you know, which are the Ephraimites. Well, the same thing happened with Reuben, okay, during those wars, because Esau was remember, he was Indian bloodthirsty. They knew that the tribes was here already when they was coming over here. And they came over here, like it tells you in the book of Psalms, with war in their heart. So the Lord said, let his men not be few, because it's recorded in the history. And again, we're going to do shows, but when you go into history, after the third Seminole War, there was only, I think they said, recorded like 300 Reubenites left. And Esau just like, look, man, they just left because it wasn't worth it. Esau was getting slaughtered trying to get after these Reubenites that was left. There was a certain parts, which is the upward parts that they took over, right? Eventually, they was cool with that, you know. And they were trying to make peace treaties, you know. But Reuben learned, because the second war, Esau tried to make the peace treaty. Reuben learned because why? They captured Osceola, all right, while they were supposed to be making a peace treaty. That's how Osceola got captured. So that's why by that point, Reuben was like, fuck, we gonna die. You know, we're not signing no treaties. And there were certain tribes that had that spirit that they was gonna die and not sign no treaties. You got something?
This is Malachi 3:6. It says, "For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed."
Wow, bam. And we just read what Jacob told his sons which should befall him in the latter days. So the Lord did have mercy, and the Lord's having mercy on all the tribes. Okay, and it's going to be, like it says in Revelations, 12,000 out of each tribe. All right, Levi, Judah, Benjamin, Reuben, Simeon, Manasseh, Asher. You see? So that's why sometimes we got to hit on these things because, you know, the other tribes are included. They're part of this nation. All right? So, you know, obviously we're in the museum, so we didn't put our garments on, of course. But the real garment is the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, which is the knowledge and wisdom. That's right. Did you brothers have anything else you want to add on?
Yeah, beautiful.
Anything else? So that's pretty much to the point. For now, we're going to cut it because plus they're getting ready to close this place up. We just wanted to just put a little something out there since we seeing all this stuff and it's drawing our spirit, got us, you know, thinking of the scriptures and spiritual stuff. So we just, you know, decided to just put it up. You know, such as the manner of, you know, what we do. So, such as we learned from our apostles and our elders. And that's why the scriptures speak about knowing who you receive the truth of, man. All right? Because you got to know the manner, you know, the example of what type of men that you're learning this truth from. And follow their examples, man, of diligence, man. You see? So, hey, with that, you know, give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakak, Radash. And we say shalom to you, sincere Akim out there. Shalom.
Gente, ora Dio, una cena,